Dan Kid has been hopping around the internet, running his mouth, talking about how he's going to beat John Campea, about how he thinks he's the guy to take down the man.
I see this, and I hear it's like a small dog, like a Pomeranian.
This ain't movie fights. This is the Schmoedown. And what does that mean? That means when you don't know the difference between Ed 209 and Deep Space 2099, when you think Woody Allen is that adorable little cowboy from Toy Story, your buddy the judge, Andy Signaliori, isn't going to be there to jump on the stage and save your ass.
Do their talk in the ring. And if you don't believe me, you can ask anybody who's ever beaten me when there's a title on the line. Except you can't. Because nobody's ever beaten me when there's a title on the line.
Don't you worry, Dan. You're going to get to keep that little belt of yours. As a matter of fact, I even want you to bring it along.
I'll see you in the ring.
Dan Merle is like any of these other little sourpuss monkey faces sitting around here.
But I'm still the champ. You're still a chump.
I don't care if it's that monkey. I'm the king of schmoes.
Campea's trash talk is just that. It's just talk. I think there'd have to be some kind of a threat for it to actually annoy me.
Yeah, Dan Merle, I'm the king of screen junkies.
John Campea, you can talk the talk all day long, but it's time to walk the walk, buddy.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there's ever gonna be. And for the rest of those nonchalant little wannabes floating around here wanting a shot at the Schmoes title, get in line, get on your knees, kiss this ring, and maybe I'll let you just forfeit your matches so your mothers don't have to cry at home watching you humiliate the family name. That's what I think of Dan Merle.
Mark, I think it's time for the tail.
Let's go to the tail of the tape.
Look at these guys. You got Merle, you got Campea. Campea participating in the house that he helped build. This is gonna be something huge. The reigning movie fights champion. My God, the intensity is starting. I certainly feel it, Mark.
Let's meet our competitors, Christian. The underdog barely in this matchup by the flip of a coin was Dangerous Dan Merle. Come on out, Dan.
All right, here he goes. There's Dan. Look at Dan Merle coming out confident with the sunglasses, with the belt.
He brought the belt.
He brought the belt.
The movie fights belt.
Little respect there too. He doesn't really acknowledge. Doesn't need to acknowledge the camera. He just sits down
right over to his chair, Christian.
He is displaying the championship that he rightfully. This guy has been the movie fights champion for well over a year.
That belt looks just as heavy as the one that Mark Riley just had.
I will tell you, that's going to be a clash of titans if he gets past Campea.
Here he comes, John La Cosa Nostra Campea, making his way into the arena.
Look at the evil. Look at it. I like it. Campea, look at Campea milking it.
Very acting teacher.
Campea. Now, who's that to? Campea not even acknowledging Merle, not even looking at him, just looking straight over here. These two, just a lot of smack talk. There wasn't a handshake. There was nothing. These guys are ready to go.
Christian, do you feel like this is like a table at the Mercenary Bar in Deadpool, or maybe a room at the Continental in John Wick? These guys have action movie chops. They are ready to beat the crap out of each other. Are you ready to go?
I am so ready to go. I cannot wait. I think they're ready to go.
Dan, your first category is animated movies.
Okay.
Who provided the voice of Edna Mode in The Incredibles?
Judi Dench.
Oh, we were looking for Brad Bird, the director of the movie. We move on to movie quotes. Finish this movie quote. I can't believe I gave my panties to a blank.
I gave my panties to
a blank.
A geek.
He got it right. The movie is 16 Candles. It is geek. That is the same thing that Christian said to me not 3 years ago. Moving on to the action-adventure category. In action-adventure, who played Blaine in Predator?
Blaine?
Blaine in Predator.
Oh, man.
The movie, it turns out, is about an alien.
Carl Weathers was not Blaine. Arnold Schwarzenegger was not
Blaine in Predator.
5.
Jesse Ventura.
He got the future governor of Minnesota, I believe it was. That is actually a thing that happened.
Dan Merle with a big 2 points, and that is where John Campea will come in. Now, John, in the category of animated, who directed the animated best feature film, Inside Out?
Andrew Stanton.
The answer is Pete Docter.
Doctor. Give me the news.
Movie quotes. Name the movie from the quote. Throw that shit again, meat. Throw that weak-ass shit again. Five, 4, 3.
Hood niggas.
Answer is Bull Durham. Bull Durham.
You have a very calming countdown voice.
Thank
That's
you.
a compliment.
Thank you. In the category of action adventure, what was the first film in which The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, played the lead?
The Rundown.
You're looking for The Scorpion King.
Oh, of course.
Scorpion King. He played. That was a follow-up to The Mummy, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. So we have
To The Mummy 2.
Mummy
2-0.
Returns, right?
2-0.
and a
Dan
miss
Merle is
there.
in the lead.
Okay, Dan, you are back on with comic book films.
Okay.
In Men in Black, what does the tiny alien say is on Orion's belt?
The Galaxy.
Give Dan Merle another point. He's up 3-0 all of a sudden. And now we move on to horror. What fatal event do the survivors narrowly escape at the beginning of Final Destination?
Plane explosion.
That is very, very good. It's almost exactly the way we typed it. He gets another point. He is up to 4 points.
Unbelievable.
Going for a big 5 here with his
nice.
last category of round 1, romantic comedies. Aside from Winona Ryder and Ethan Hawke, name one other main actor or the director of Reality Bites.
Cameron Crowe.
That is not correct. We would have accepted Janine
you were right.
Garofalo, Ben Stiller, who also directed, or Steve Zahn, a guy who should be getting more work. He is very,
I
very
thought
funny.
He did
thought it was
singles.
right.
Wow. Okay, there we go. Look at that. So that was a big miss by Dan. I thought he would get that. All right. Now, in the category of comic book movie, John, who plays the villain in the first Blade film?
I was just looking at a picture of me and him. He does the e-cig commercials now.
He was looking at a picture of him.
4, 3,
Stephen
2, 1.
blanked.
The answer was Stephen Dorff.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
Stephen Dorff. Wow, Campea had it. Campea had it, and it just slipped away.
E-cigs just as bad as regular cigarettes, kids.
All right. In the category of horror, what is the name of the sequel to the Blair Witch Project?
Eduardo Sanchez did not direct the second one.
The recall problem.
He's got to get on the board with this, Christian.
5, 4, 3.
The Blair Witch Prophecy.
The answer is the Blair Witch Book of Shadows. Sorry, Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. All right. Your final category, rom-coms. Who played the title role in the original Sabrina? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. The answer is Audrey Hepburn. Wow, so the score at this moment is 4-0.
5.
What's that?
Isn't it 5?
No, I missed 2.
Oh, okay.
I missed
Yeah.
2.
John Campea, not good at trivia or math here in the early going. John, your first question in Coming of Age. In the film Dazed and Confused, which president is said to have grown marijuana on his plantation?
Teddy Roosevelt.
We cannot accept that. That is incorrect. And now Dangerous Dan Merle can steal
2 points.
I believe it was George Washington.
2 points right off the bat. It is not even his category. Dan Merle running away with this competition.
All right, number 2.
Number 2, John, in Mean Girls, what breakfast food did Gretchen Wiener's father invent? Keep in mind, you can go to multiple choice if you so desire. What breakfast food did Gretchen Wiener's father invent?
I'm going to have to go to multiple choice on that.
Is it A, Pop-Tarts, B, toaster strudels, C, Eggo waffles, or D, the breakfast bowl?
Go toaster strudels.
The drought is
on
finally
the board.
over.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there's ever going to be.
Point, and maybe that's the spark that he needed
be.
to fire up this resistance.
Could be. He needs this.
John, your next question. What famous baseball player signed the ball that went over the fence in The Sandlot? He is from Canada, Christian. This
Yes.
might trip him
Not
up.
a big baseball guy. If it was
It's
hockey, we'd be in good shape.
America's pastime.
5, 4.
I have to say it's Babe Ruth.
Give him
Wow,
2
2
points!
points! Look
Whoa!
at that. He didn't go with multiple choice and just guessed it and got it.
And the last question in round 2 for John Campea. What Lord of the Rings star made his film debut in The Goonies?
I just want to make sure I get it's Sean Austin.
Give him 2 more points, and John Campea is right back in this
Wow,
match with a
okay.
big 5 points in round 2. That's right. So in the category of fantasy sci-fi, Christian will be asking you the questions, Dan.
All right. Here we go. Dan, in what city does Minority Report take place?
Futuristic city.
The future is not a city.
I think I might know it, but I'll go to multiple choice.
Is it A, Washington, D.C., B, New York, C, Philadelphia, D, Boston?
Should have remembered it at the end. It's DC.
That is
Washington.
correct. 1
Yes.
point. 1 point for Dan.
When you
Okay.
said DC, I remembered the end of the movie.
All right. In the Lord of the Rings trilogy, who plays Galadriel, Queen of the Elves? I don't know if I spelled that.
Nailed that pronunciation.
Is that right?
Galadriel.
Galadriel.
He knows. Oh, let me ask again.
Yep.
In the Lord of the Rings trilogy, who plays Galadriel, Queen of the Elves?
Kate Blanchett.
2 points for Dan.
Wow, he knew that one right off
He
the
did.
bat. I don't know how to pronounce any of those Lord of the Rings names.
Dan, name the female lead in the 2008 movie Hancock.
That was, I'll make sure I don't get it wrong.
That's a key to this game.
Charlize Theron.
Correct. Another 2 points for Dan. What science fiction action flick features crab-like creatures called facehuggers?
Oh, Alien. Facehuggers are in Alien.
Yeah, that is correct.
We can accept
we can
Alien.
accept that. We
We
had
can
alien,
accept
alien
Alien.
or aliens. We would have taken either. Okay.
So that's a big 7 points in round 2, Christian. So now the score, if I'm not mistaken, is 13-5. John Campea has an outside shot, but he's got to come to play in round 3.
This for Campea. All right. We are going to start with John Campea.
We are going to start with John Campea. Christian, you will be administering the questions to Mr. Campea.
John, your question for your 1-pointer is from 90s movies. 90s movies for 1 point. Who played the titular character in Maverick? 1994.
Oh, in the 90 version, Mel
1994.
Gibson.
Correct. 1 point for John Campea.
Whew, that is big. He needed to get off to a good start there, Christian.
Yes. Okay. Number 2.
This is going to be classics.
Hold on. For your 3-pointer, the category is classics. Who played the title role in the 1963 version of Cleopatra? 3 points.
He needs this tray,
He'll
Christian.
lose if he misses this.
He does not get this answer right.
He will lose.
I'm not putting any pressure on him, but if he misses this, he loses.
He will lose. Dan Merle will win.
It's Elizabeth, and I'm blanking on the last name. It's Elizabeth.
This is it. Look at this.
We're going to have to start the 5 count.
4. You just got to guess. 3, 2, 1. Nothing.
I was gonna say Banks.
Elizabeth Taylor and the winner.
Get him out of here, loser!
Let's go, Ace.
Loser. The herd.
Come on, Ace. Back to the zoo.
Dan Merle.
Le who? The her.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there's ever gonna be.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Loser.